what I can tell you based on New York, and obviously I heard all the data points. It's not necessarily the most uplifting news, but New York is a little different. What we're seeing are, most of our deals have a 10% deposit. We're not really seeing deals die on the vine, as you say. We are seeing a lot of buyers that are wanting to renegotiate before closing. So if they've gotten to the closing table or the day before, it's very common at this point for them to be wanting to renegotiate, let's say 3 to 5 to 7% off. But they're not walking away, which is telling us that they're thinking that the market has not declined more than 10% so far. So that's been the case.
So let me stop you right there, Noble. Let me stop you right there, if I might, because that's very interesting that the buyers are coming in at closing or right before and saying, I want to negotiate. Are sellers then willing to negotiate?
It's case by case. And I will tell you that we've had buyers that have closed without negotiating. We've had some that have been very aggressive. I was speaking with someone earlier today. They had a deal that's in contract for $11 million. The buyer was wanting $1 million off, and the seller said absolutely not. In that case, neither party was in financial distress, and we'll see what happens. It hasn't yet been resolved. But it's really just up to each buyer and seller. I think for a lot of sellers, they just want to get the deal done and have some security and move on. And it just depends on the discount that's being looked at. I think for the most part, when it's being asked, which what I understand from what I speak with people, I think we're probably seeing that in about half or maybe slightly more of the cases now. And I think when it's being asked, there is something that's usually reached. But again, it's in that neighborhood, let's say 3 to 5, maybe 6 or 7%, not really more than that.
So let's get back to a couple of the other questions I began with. Are sellers delisting, pulling their listings because they don't think this is a good time to sell? And what about new buyers? I can imagine that you're probably still servicing the buyers who were in the market in February and March, who may still be looking. But are you seeing any new buyers come in? So sellers delisting, new buyers coming in.
Sellers definitely are either delisting, or what they're doing in some cases is leaving it there, but recognizing that they may delist depending on where we go from here. If somebody comes in and makes a deal that they're okay with, they're fine with that. But they, if they're not in a position where they have to sell, then many are delisting and waiting until the fall, or waiting, giving themselves another year. So we're seeing that. We're seeing more of that. Obviously, as we get further into it, it feels like we've been here for a lifetime, but it's only been 5 or 6 weeks. So we're still seeing that play out. And in terms of, I'm sorry, your second question, I totally lost my train of thought.
New buyers coming in.
Yeah, not really new buyers, totally new. For the deals that you're seeing, or the real activity that you're seeing, it's people that were already in the market. They may not have identified a property, but there's definitely some tire kickers online, and people are asking about virtual showings, things like that. But the real serious activity are people that have been in the market at least, let's go back January, February.